My name is Marie Hollinshed. I was born and raised in Kansas City, Kansas. My mom was a spiritual woman, always talking about the Lord, and she always embedded in us Jesus Christ. You need him in your life. We went to King Solomon Baptist Church in 1947 North 3rd Street. And there wasn't nobody saying, do you want to go? You know that's automatically because you're going to go. That's all we had to do. But we look forward to it. We get ready on Saturdays for church Sunday. It was good fun. Everybody in the neighborhood, most of the children went to church anyway. Every Sunday, everybody at my home went to church except my dad. He was about, I don't know, but Dad lived almost 101 years old when he died. And he didn't go, but he sure came at a revival. And at that revival, we had no idea that he was coming, but I went up first to give the Lord my heart, and the preacher my hand. But we saw my dad coming down the aisle, strong. That was a strong old man. And he came up, and I tell you, that was the best day of our lives. Everybody rejoiced. Everybody in there. I went astray. I was always thinking about what Mama said and what the Lord told her to tell us. But after I married my husband, they had activities going on, more things than the first church did. I ended up in the St. John Baptist Church. My husband was saved to the utmost. I thank God for that. It was important for me to raise my children in the church with the way the world is going. They had to have Christ to make it in their lives. That's a must. Everybody needs Jesus. Thank God for the blood. Yes, Lord. When I made the decision to follow Christ, it changed everything. I have 6 children, and beside me is my daughter, youngest one, Crystal.
Well, my mom in church, she was not like really loud or anything, but I really loved to see my mom when she got happy. She would cry, and then she would scream a little bit. I might be crying too, but I could hear my mom's voice. So that was one of my favorite memories, just seeing my mom rejoicing in the Lord at church. We were always at church, but you know what? I didn't mind because all my friends were there. You know, I grew up with lots of friends there, had lots of friends at church. So every time I was at church, I could see my friends, and we would laugh, talk, giggle, and play. I loved it. It was strict. I couldn't do a lot of things, you know, that I thought I wanted to do like everybody else, but I made a commitment to follow Christ at 9 years old. It was put in me from a little child. Ever since I can remember, I had been going to church. I knew that if I wanted to see Jesus when I leave this earth, I need to make that commitment to follow Christ. And as a matter of fact, last year, I went into a very dark place. And I can't really explain it, but I just believe I broke. It was a time I couldn't even pray anymore. I didn't have anything else left. I know I loved God, and I know that He was with me, but I was just done. And I know people were praying for me because I couldn't pray for myself. And I am so glad, I am so glad that God loved me enough. He didn't let me go. He did not turn me loose. I felt like I strayed away at that time. It was nothing but God's grace and His mercy. And I'm so grateful. I'm so glad I know Him for myself. I don't know how people live without God. He is great. He is amazing. He is wonderful. And I will never, ever forget what I experienced on last year. But right now, I'm on the other side of through. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Praise you, God. Growing up in a household with parents who had a relationship with God, Jesus was everything. This is Kristen, my oldest daughter, and her daughter Nariah, and then Whitney is my next oldest daughter, and she has 3 children. Ryan is the oldest, and then Bria is in the middle over there, and Kylie is in her lap. And then Corey is the baby of the family, and then Courtney is not here today.
So growing up with a mother and grandmother who's in church was wonderful. You know, it was good exposure for us. They set really good examples. I just remember we were in church all the time. Sunday all day. Monday was prayer night. Tuesday was Bible study. And then we also had various rehearsals, other functions that we would participate in. But it was amazing because it was foundational, right? It was a good foundation for all of us to know who Christ is, to know how to go to him for ourselves, to know how to, my mama taught us how to pray. I mean, we would get together at night and we would all pray together. So it was, I'm so thankful, so thankful.
A memory that I have of my grandmother in church is just her not being afraid to praise God. She's very vocal when it comes to praising God, and she doesn't apologize for how she praises, and nobody is going to stop her from praising.
Right.
And she just, specifically when her family comes to church, she's very adamant about her family being in church, and it makes her very happy. So every time she sees her family in church is good.
Seeing this legacy of faith means a lot to me because it's really inspirational because they all of them have a great relationship with God. And my grandma passed it on to my mom passed it on to her daughters, and they pass it on to their kids, and far in the future when I have kids.
Far in the future.
Far.
I want to pass that to my children. It also makes me want to have a great relationship with God because I feel very much closer. And with my mom, she would teach us scriptures, and I would go over them. And it was really a great experience.
And because I made the decision to follow Christ, I have everything